So we all say things that we regret. We all say things that out of pain, out of anger, or we might make some inappropriate jokes or statements, and sometimes we aren't aware that those statements are inappropriate until someone tells us, hey, that statement you made, totally inappropriate or totally offensive. And sometimes inappropriate and offensive can be the same thing or different. I feel like it's human nature to say some things, at least offensive anyways. But with this James Gunn situation, was I was debating whether or not I would do a video of this, but James Gunn apparently made some tweets making inappropriate jokes to children. And as I was saying before, I feel like it's human nature to make or, offensive statements at times in our lives, or that we may make inappropriate statements in our lives. It's like kind of like human nature. Sometime, like in some cases, like I said, might be unaware that we make those inappropriate or offensive statements. Sometimes I don't know if James Gunn was aware when he, like, that his jokes about children was, I guess, was pedo. I don't know the type of term you will use in this case, but it was really inappropriate jokes about children. And I don't know if he realized they were inappropriate at the time, but nevertheless, they were inappropriate jokes because some sort of sexualizing children in some way. And I don't have Twitter, so I won't really be able to get into that much detail. But because of these really offensive jokes that sexualized children, James Gunn has been fired from make from directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is what GTOG stands for, Guardians of the Galaxy. I just abbreviated it. I mean, how do I feel about that? I mean, I'm not really affected by it mentally because even though I enjoyed Guardians 1, Guardians 2, as long as Guardians 3 is good, then James Gunn getting fired doesn't really make much difference to me. And I'm not mad at James Gunn. I'm more like disappointed. And I have and then and this I'm going to use myself as an example, but I'm willing to bet you every single person that you have come across in your life has done the same. I made some offensive slash inappropriate jokes. And yeah, I got asked to leave out of certain groups. Two, to be exact. Or and this was when I was a kid. Or I lost friends because I made some offensive slash inappropriate statements or jokes. Do I as I am older, looking back, do I feel bad making those statements? Yeah, I do. Do I wish I could take them back? Yeah, I do. And I'm happy that the consequences came when they did, because then I wouldn't have learned my lesson. And do I miss being in those two groups that I was asked out to leave because I made those offensive or inappropriate statements? Yeah, but I understand why they wanted me to leave. Uh, and of course, there in life, there's gonna be some statements that you say that's just gonna be misunderstood. But I feel like Disney made the right call here. Firing James Gunn, I feel like that was the right call, especially since it kind of sends out a message saying, "Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys, we don't accept this type of behavior, these type of comments," which kind of will make other people that might direct future Marvel films or Disney films in general, hey, better watch out. Otherwise, better be mindful of your comments. Otherwise, it would be a James Gunn situation all over again. Which look, people at Lucasfilms needs to be paying attention to this situation and get their dislike the Last Jedi, which is I feel like about half the reason why Solo Star Wars story failed. Like no, more like a fourth or a third of a reason why Solo a Star Wars story failed, because people at Lucasfilms insulted fans who disliked the Last Jedi. Yeah, the people at last behind the Last Jedi needs to take a look at this James Gunn situation. Hell, they need to look at the Roseanne situation, because Roseanne made some racist slurs. We saw how that turned out. Her show got canceled because of those racist slurs. So, am I surprised James Gunn is also fired? No. But at the same, like I said before, I'm not mad at him. I'm just disappointed. And especially if you're like a public figure like James Gunn is, you have to be more mindful of what you say than somebody that you might see on the street. Because at least somebody that you see on the street, they have some privacy per se. So if they say something offensive or inappropriate, the backlash won't be as heavy for them as it will be for a public figure like James Gunn, Roseanne, you know. And the only person that I feel like can get away with making offensive or inappropriate comments, sadly, is Donald Trump. And I don't feel like he should have been president. Donald Trump is just a jerk. And I don't think he has the mental capacity to run a country. But then Dave Batista was saying that, oh, I'm going to before it was confirmed that Disney refusing to rehire James Gunn for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Dave Bautista, who plays Drax in the Guardians movies and the Avengers Infinity War movie, said he was going to quit if James Gunn didn't get rehired. I guess Dave Bautista is going to quit then. And I agree with Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers about Dave Bautista is not like The Rock. They will most likely either like recast Drex, if they decide to use him again in Guardians Volume 3, because I'm guessing that they already completed Avengers 4, whatever that title is. So I'm assuming that Dave Bautista is going to be in Avengers 4. Uh, and then apparently David Bautista was saying, "Yeah, Disney, let's make Disney great again," blah blah blah, quoting Trump. So it's like Dave Bautista is blaming Trump for James Gunn's actions. Was this like one of very few times where I will go to Donald Trump's defense and say that Donald Trump didn't sway James Gunn to make those inappropriate and offensive jokes about children. James Gunn decided to do that. Decided to make those jokes. Not Donald Donald Trump had nothing to do with it. It was all James Gunn. So blaming Donald Trump in this case for James Gunn's actions is stupid. If you want to blame someone for James Gunn's actions, then blame James Gunn. Don't blame any of the people at Marvel Studios. Don't blame anybody at the DC Comics Studios. Don't blame anyone at Lucasfilms. Don't blame Donald Trump in this case. Only blame James Gunn. And I always felt like if Marvel Studios wanted to, if they were feeling somewhat nice in this case, even though I stand by them keeping him fired, I always said if they wanted to give the closest James Gunn should have to Guardians 3 in this case, if any, is choosing the next director for Guardians 3, Guardians Volume 3, who has the same creative juices as he does, like, has similar creative choices that he does in terms for, like, Guardians 1 and 2, who pretty much, I guess, understands his vision of what he was trying to get at for Guardians Volume 1, Guardians Volume 2, for Guardians Volume 3. That's a clue. Yeah, choosing a director for Guardians Volume 3 is the closest James Gunn should have control over, or have a say-so, for Guardians Volume 3. So yeah, anyways, that's my take. What's your guys' take? Are you guys, like, pro James Gunn firing? Or pro James Gunn not directing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? Or are you guys anti James Gunn being fired from directing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? Leave a comment below. And since they're by Disney, I'm going to say this. May the Force be with you.